call this below the surface, which is like um, going beneath, the unseen, and like basically going somewhere where most people don't want to go, like like the abyss, way down, way deep below, cause it's really untapped and untamed. I feel like once you get into that type of, mm, I would say imagery, as far as how history was, how you had different types of wars that they had, different type of weapons they used, the spears, the shields, and things like that. Like even when they went to war back in those times, back when the Aztecs sacrificed people, and you had different types of cultures, that was real barbaric, and I would say animalistic. Like they acted more like animals than anything. So that's why I call it that. And this first one is basically why I'm not religious. And the reason for why I'm not religious, it's not just one, it's not just one religion. Like I don't want to sit here and bash any like one religion. Like, cause I started as a Christian. My mom, shoot, my granddad was a pastor. So my mom, she still does that. Go to church and things like that. And well, my dad don't too much really. I think I follow more behind him when it comes out to the religious side. As far as the belief. Because I ask him and he'll be like, I ain't going to church to give another person my money. For a message that I'm gonna always hear again and again. And when you do go to church, it's kind of like that. I mean, it's the same message over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over. And I'm just sitting there like, why put yourself through that? Why go to a place where when you get out you feel 10 times worse than when you went in, and you start thinking about all the things that you've done in life, and to where it makes it seem like you're a sinner, that you're lost, and that you're not a great person. I mean, that's why if I ever had to follow anything, or just be a part of something, it would be more of spirituality. It'd be more of one with nature. Like I probably would do a class outside or something. You don't have to pay anything, and walk the beach, walk rivers and banks, and discover certain different like areas and different moods and fields. It's kind of like if you go to the graveyard at 3 o'clock, you get a different 3 o'clock at night, 3 a.m. in the morning, basically. You get a different feel from when you go there at 12. So I would sit at a bank for different types of times of the day, and whichever day where you feel the most. Well, depending on the weather too, as well, and the way that it looks outside, because the weather has a lot to do with your feelings and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, anytime you feel high energy, that's where I would do my studies at, and I would actually, I would do it like that. I think anything that makes you feel better as a person, and could actually help you grow and evolve. I think that's what I look forward to. And then you wonder, would this system ever break, or would people ever wake up or come to a realization of it? Then that would be the best part, I would say. But if not, then you have to go from that type of point, to where when you die, do you leave stepping stones to what people pick up on and then they move forward, or do you just sit here and hide it? And then that's like a joke that we made. It was like man, one of my friends, he would go, man, well, when are we gonna come out the closet? And I was like, what you talking about? He's like, atheism and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know if people were ready for that. And then I just, so when I talk to people, I take heed of where, I believe in the higher power. It's just I don't believe in the higher power that they believe in, as far as what you would call God, as a personal being that wakes you up and controls everything you do and already know what you're going to do before you do it. So basically they're saying that your life is already set in stone and written down before, it even happens. And George Carlin broke that down pretty clear for me, or to people, by praying. if God's gonna do what He want to do anyway, know what you're gonna do, what's the point of praying? And then people go, oh well, this is the whole point. Well, my whole thing is just inner reflection and building yourself up to the next level as far as what are you gonna do with your life, as far as how many people you help, as far as how many people you put on this journey in order for them to, elevate themselves. So I'm not more about judging and bashing people and making people feel bad about, being here. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's more of a downfall, because that was my whole story on religion, when I first became aware or conscious of this lifetime.